This student walked barefoot around the campus, dressed in a sloppy manner, completely ignoring the strange looks from others. He marched to the beat of his own drum, seeking a different life experience. He found the knowledge taught in classrooms to be too dry and boring, a complete waste of his time. So, he resolutely decided to drop out of school and took a job at a gaming company. However, his design concepts were too ahead of their time, and coupled with his obsessive and eccentric personality, he constantly clashed with his colleagues when confronted by his boss.
He's an idiot. You know, and half the people around here don't know how to design shit.
This unconventional young man, who would later go on to single-handedly found Apple, was Steve Jobs. His boss challenged him, saying, "If you're so great, I'll give you an independent game project. If you can complete it within a month, you'll get a $5,000 bonus." Jobs agreed without hesitation, but after a day of struggling, he realized he couldn't handle it alone. So, he called his engineer friend Woz. Woz asked, "How much can we make from this gig?" Jobs replied, $700. Woz agreed on the spot. Incredibly, Woz completed the world's first brick-breaking game in just 4 days. When Jobs showcased it to his boss, he was told that he was a genius and was immediately handed $5,000. However, Jobs only gave Woz $350. The naive Woz was thrilled. At that moment, Jobs noticed the computer motherboard Woz had designed. It could display output just by connecting to a TV, and combined with the operating system they developed, it could show real-time operations. Jobs' eyes lit up, believing this would revolutionize the industry. No more punch cards and mainframes. Everything would change. Woz insisted it was just a hobby project, and no one would want to buy a computer. But Jobs convinced Woz to start a company together. When choosing a name, Jobs wanted something that would resonate with people, making them feel compelled to buy the moment they saw it. After a brief contemplation, a name that would change the world came out.
Naming it after a fruit.
Apple computer.
They took their computer to a club for a demonstration, but their design was so advanced that no one understood their presentation, and they left. In the end, only the owner of a computer parts store showed interest. After some haggling, he agreed to pre-order 50 units at $500 each, with a 90-day delivery deadline. Jobs confidently claimed they could do it in 60 days. When Jobs told Woz the news, Woz was worried. There was no way the two of them could finish in 60 days. So, despite not being able to afford salaries, Jobs brought in 3 helpers in Jobs' garage. Through everyone's tireless efforts, they completed all the motherboards on time. However, upon delivery, the store owner said he wanted complete computers, not just bare motherboards, and demanded a refund. Jobs insisted that he wouldn't find a better motherboard anywhere else in the world, and it would make him more money. Since the store had plenty of keyboards and monitors, selling these motherboards separately could drive sales of other components. The owner saw the logic and took all the motherboards. Just like that, Jobs made his first deal. The owner's feedback that customers wanted plug-and-play devices gave Jobs direction for the Apple II computer and all-in-one machine. But this bold idea brought a challenge. Putting all the components in one box would cause overheating, requiring a fan. However, adding a fan would increase the computer's noise. So, Jobs spent a hefty $200 per day to bring in a design genius to redesign the power supply, solving the cooling issue without needing a fan. While engineers worked on the Apple II design, Jobs was busy making calls to secure investments. He made hundreds of calls a day, but no one showed interest.